Step by step, the clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.
You know what? Let's take that as a out. And now a cat out. Great start. Pipe wire, why are you being so difficult? My god. Why is this so far right? What the hell? Eee! Are you streaming again? Ah! Oh, hang on. I see why it's so far right. Disconnect that one. There you go. Let's hope that stays there, because I'm trying some stuff. But yeah. Welcome. Oh. Also, hi Spec. Hi Jake. Professional streamer. That's how it goes. Exactly. I'm kind of happy. Just trying to get back into it again. Because I remember having a lot of fun the last time I did it, and then I don't even know what happened, and then I just stopped streaming for over a year now. Hi Guru, good to see you. It's been a bit. It has. My god, it's been ages. Both on stream, but also, yeah, meeting you, like, in general as well. To be fair, I haven't really been on VRChat a lot, so it has become a bit more difficult to hang out with the friends that I usually hang out with. Well, in between a little bit, yeah. There was some work stuff. Like last year, it was the whole like me being a service technician and being out on the road basically the entire week. And then this, what was it? November? No, was it November or August to February? Then just going. One day they will see the light. Oh boy. But then having the other work experience that I was trying, but oh well. But yeah, no, I'm trying to get back into this, trying to have fun with it again, because holy shit was it fun in the past. And now with all of this setup, and I just realized I have my performance metric up there. Professional. Great, hang on. Steam. Top left. Off. Well, I mean, maybe someone likes to see that, but I don't want to put that out right now, so. Such a dork. Well, more like Dirk. Bruh. I don't know where to put these. You know what? Sure, let's keep it there. You both. Yes. Dirk and Dork. Dirk. You know what? I'ma just pin that comment. Open up my OBS. There you go. It's gonna. What? Jake. What? Are you okay? I mean, you're also a dork, so. Oh, I just realized. The fucking system doesn't actually know sticker emojis, so it just prints out the name for the sticker, for the emoji. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, I'm sorry. I should probably turn off that audio because it's gonna be annoying as fuck. No emoji on modular Twitch panel. It's only the classic one. I know. But I like the modular one because, well, that for example, but also just generally. I actually got the one from TomTam with the funny features. Oh yeah, Jake. So generally, if you look below in the panels, there's a panel with commands. You can enter those commands and, well, get me, well, just force stuff on me. Like that. Exactly. I'm gonna say it's showing. Wait, how the hell did that happen? What the? We're like 10 minutes in and already seeing some weird bugs. That last message from you, Jake, did. Yeah. That last message didn't come through for some reason. You booped it. Huh. There's some weird stuff already going on. Great. Also, my lenses are fogging up already because of the high humidity and just... My god, it's fucking warm lately. It's... No. Damn. I'm small now. Get booped. What was I gonna say? Right, so... It is a fucking hell lately, and I don't know why. We just hit summer. We're already breaking into the 30 plus degrees ranges. I don't even have an AC. I have two fans. One in the window blowing relatively cool air into my room, and one just literally behind me. I hope you can't hear it. Just keeping me as cool as possible. Holy shit. I hate, like... We love suffering when streaming. It's summer, we are as well, but it's only 17C. Oh, Jake? I mean, yeah, it's only 17. I wish we had 17 here. It's gonna be... Actually, no, the next couple of days is gonna be pretty fine. But I can already imagine, like, late into the... My god, Resonite! Hi guys, welcome in! Thanks Resonite for the raid, welcome in. Some of you have seen me last week already, but if you have... not last week, like 2 weeks ago, but if you haven't seen me, I'm Caleb. I'm more or less new to streaming again, and we got follow. It is I just... Oh my god, there's a couple of photos coming in. Holy shit. I'm off. Okay. Thank you, Quali, Mr. Big Mr. Raccoon, Blico Cat, Sarik? I hope I say that right. I am sorry if I butcher your names. I am terrible at reading names, so that's gonna happen a lot. Oh god, oh no. I see people already getting crazy with the commands. But yeah, quickly, if you haven't seen me, or if you haven't seen the title below, I am more or less doing a continuous Q&A. So if you have a question, basically anything, just put them in chat. Just make sure you put a question mark at the end so I can see them separately, and I will just try and go through them one by one, try to give them some... Oh god, Fuchs. Give them some answer. Sometimes I can answer them, sometimes I won't be able to. If I won't, I just make some stuff up. No, but still. I have a question. What? I have a question. It says not to ask 18 plus questions, but would you answer what is 2 times 10 minus 5, even though an intermediate result is 20 plus, which is higher than 18, which is higher than 18, but then the final result is 15, which is below threshold. But only because the result is not 18 plus. If the result would have been 18 plus, then I couldn't have answered it. But yeah, stuff like that, that's the main thing I will be doing. Just random ass questions. There are also some, I don't know which side, probably the side. There's some redeems down in the, to get some are fun, some are more trying to break the flow. Over time, I will probably add more to just, on demand or more stuff, and I will, besides the the commands I have from the Twitch chat module, I will over time bring more stuff in. You always ask about a different scripting language shortly. I don't have an answer, but I just doesn't the engineering for hours. Shit. Yeah. Some leftover chatting from the other stream, I guess. How was the stream actually? I haven't seen it because I was busy setting up my stuff and all of that. Actually notice. Ooh, another follow. Thank you, Mint. Thank you for the follow. Hey, what is the square root of 2? Oh my god. That would That wouldn't tell I know how to do mental math quickly or reliably. 8. I don't know. I would bring out a calculator for that because I have 0 mental capacity to even square root. Wow. What kind of questions do people usually ask? From Wally, I'm keeping your name short because I'm probably gonna butcher the rest of it totally. To be fair, all over the place. I had questions come in from how to bake, or how to make your own peanut butter to, well, again, literally just total math questions, because that's a thing. To like what hardware I'm running. It is pretty open. I'm not making a like this is the theme of the questions I'm taking in. It's whatever, because I don't know, it's kind of fun, I'd say. Kind of fun to just have the most randomest questions come in. And so yeah, I'll just try and get the best things to, or like not the best, but just give the most hilarious or the best answers I can. Emphasis on can. I can also be just yeah. Alright, oh my god. There's so many questions already. Minchok, what's your favorite fruit? Strawberry or bananas? They're pretty equal actually. I do eat a lot more bananas though, but that's mostly because strawberries are kind of seasonal. We only get them during the summer. For some reason, in the winter, just all of the shelves are empty, which would make sense, but also I can get bananas in the winter, which is weird. But yeah, if I had to pick one, probably banana. Oh god, I hope I don't... I'm gonna butcher the name as I said earlier. Kashotte. I'm so sorry. Asks, how long have you been playing Resonite? About 3 months now? Let me pull out the... Actually, yeah. Let me pull out the good old player list. So yeah, when it comes to the platform age, pretty new. If that means anything. Quali asks again asks, what is the least favorite topping for toast? Ooh. I don't know if counting mushrooms as a toast topping. They're more like for entree sides and stuff like that. Like typical least favorite, liver sausage. Don't like the taste of that really. It's a bit meh. Well, oh my god, Frooks. Frooks asks, if jam was a fruit, which one would it be? Probably coconut. Very stubborn, and then the inside is a bit watery. Actually, I don't know if coconut is a fruit per se. Well, it is? Alright. Yeah, I'd say that. So yeah. It's stubborn on the outside, it doesn't want to change or crack, and the inside is just watery and kinda meh, I don't want to say. I personally like the coconut flavor, but the coconut meat, like the actual, like, has milk. Coconut is mammal. Oh god. No, not that. Computer. That is a great comment. But yeah, no. That'd be my best my best bet. My best take. Ah. Also, I didn't notice, but thank you, Frooks, for the follow. I just realized. Drugger asks, what do you think of mint chocolate flavored things like ice cream cookies? Ice cream or cookie? Mint flavored chocolate is a bit weird. Because you have to mentally prepare yourself, at least for me, I have to mentally prepare myself for eating it with the like mental awareness of it's not gonna be purely like sweet. There's a bit of a different taste to it. I've had mint flavored chocolate before, and actually if I remember right, like the last time I had it was just yes, I just ate the whole pack. But oh god, like... It's a bit weird. I'm trying to get away from a lot of sweets lately just because of... I want to lose weight. I'm not fat fuck, but like... I'm not the most skinniest IRL, which I want to change, so... Can't say. Also, you might want to follow up what you mean with ice cream. Oh, I hope it's supposed to be meaning ice cream cookies, because that's a bit. Flint Hale, yo, what's up? This stream. Yeah, not much. I'm happy. I'm not melted yet because. Yeah, today I hit like. Like 31C, roughly like, was it like 89 Fahrenheit? Roughly. There are temperature ranges that I can more easily convert over, but yeah. Irenis, welcome back. What is resonite? Resonite. So the short answer, the short like one-liner I like to give: resonite is a Gary's mod in VR. In a way. For more VR chat-oriented players, a way I like to say it, but it's I'm kind of careful with that is it's VR chat but in Unity. Basically meaning instead of VR chat where everything is baked and you go in and you just hang out and you just talk to people, Resonite is built from the ground up to support in-game editing and manipulation of the world. Or not just the world, but the avatar and all of that stuff. You can... If I bring out one of my tools, with something like a dev tool, this is a custom one, I can... If I like to just create a cube, I can go in, give it an edit, like, let's say, different material. Let's make it red, if... Oh. There you go. Like, make it red. And, like, this is like the baby version of how to do stuff, but it is basically just you build and well, make stuff in here, but on top of that you collaborate with people, because what I'm doing here with this editing and stuff, this isn't just because I'm in a private world or anything or a private setup. This is global to everyone, and people can just come in, technically manipulate and play around with the cube and manipulate it if I give them the permission to do. And the platform overall is just a general, we build something together, we are just here to work, hang out, build and laugh and just do stuff as basically a massive community. There are people that like to build stuff on their own, there are people that, like bigger groups that build stuff together and create fun games and stuff like that. Stream setup stuff is a nice touch. Yeah, very developer based focus. Yes, it is very developer and like, again, just having fun collaborating on builds and stuff. But it also has a massive space for just hanging out and just vibing, just having fun. Like, this is fine and all, but more and more communities and hangouts start to just hang out, just like VRC has been, or like what you've been doing in VRC, hanging out, playing games, talking. You don't have to play Resonite, is just one of the things you can do. A lot of people just hang out. Yeah. Basically that. You can do both, which is, I guess the better thing to remember is you can just hang out, but you can also build, but you don't have to. There is no need to do anything. And the community itself is very open to any of that. If you don't want to build, totally fine. Just have fun in a lot of the just hangout and social events. There are a lot of them especially compared to the size of the community, which, for example, right now, the active player base, we have 130, 140 players online right now, which is not a lot, but considering that smaller player base, there's a lot of stuff going on, and the community is so open to new players, giving them the experience to just having fun in this game, which is amazing. But you can still do a bunch of cool stuff there too. You can spawn and save pretty much any stuff from your inventory. You can import pictures, videos anywhere if you got permissions, which is great for sharing stuff, memes and such. Yeah, this is a really cool thing. So I can go into... Oh. So I can go into my... whoops, sorry guys. Let me try this again. So if I want to, I can go into my file browser, literally on my desktop, go and grab the file, and that's OBS. The fuck did I just do? professional streamer. I can go and drag and drop just an image file onto the game. It just pops open this little window. I can click on it, and now I have the file, the image file from my file browser on my PC, and I don't have to pay for anything. I don't have to upload in like a very specific format. I don't have to. I don't really have to pre-process a lot of stuff. It just drag and drop onto the game, and it just imports it. And it does it for images, texts, video files, links in some cases for like something like YouTube or Twitch streams. You can directly post a link into the game, and it opens up a video player that... Let me show you. It works. Which then this video player goes in and, well, plays the video. Or in this case, my stream, because that's the that's the quickest link I could get. Hi, Jake! Welcome in! Wow. But yeah, no. The game is really open, really fun to play around with, and there is just so much to do. And even if you don't want to tip your toes into the whole development side, again, just being able to go around having fun and not being restricted by the platform itself is very refreshing. Let's say it like that. I could go on ranting about the game, but we have a lot of questions. Actually, do we have a lot? Yeah, there's a couple questions. Quite a couple of questions left in the queue already. I'm sure this question is coming up a lot over the... I don't know how many hours in total I will be streaming. Not today. Today I might keep it within the 3-hour range. After that, we'll see. Computer user. If you were a cheese, what cheese would you be? This isn't... What is a favorite cheese, by the way? This is if you woke up and you were cheese. What cheese do you think you would be? I'm blatantly stealing this question from a semi-recent Tom Scott video. Oh boy! That's a good question. Considering, like, personality-wise, maybe mozzarella? Mostly because, in general, I'm, like, not really that special. And, like, I don't have a flavor, per se. I'm just everywhere. I do a lot of stuff personally, so that would kind of be in line. So that might be an answer I could give. I don't know a lot of, like, that many cheese flavors. Gouda would be one of them, although that is more of like my preferred cheese, but it's also like, it's a very bland, very just wherever kind of cheese. That's a good one. That might be one that keeps on my mind for a while. Also because I'm keeping all of the questions here on the side. So if we need to go back to one, we can always do that. I mean, I also have them inside the. I also have them inside the panel, but. Mint. Is hot dog a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich? I would have to look up the definition of a sandwich. But the sandwich kind of builds itself on having two slices of bread separately that you just put stuff together. A hot dog is one continuous bun, which I guess makes it its own category. Huh. That's an interesting one. I don't know. Also, oh my god, I need to have some kind of alert for that. I just saw the redeem from Mint earlier for stretching. You know what? That is a good idea because I haven't really stretched at all today. I've been sitting. I've been awake since like 8 or 9 a.m. for no fucking reason, and just woke up and just been awake. It's weird. Usually I sleep until like at least midday, but I've been up till like very early today, and it's just been. I mean, of course, since in line with the rest of my days, I've been just grinding away on Satisfactory for some reason, and it's been hilarious. Not hilarious, but it's been. I've been making some good-ish progress. Actually managed to. Where's my bed? I've managed to increase my power production, updating the power plant. Oh, that actually is very good. Ah. Whew. So yeah. Sorry, Min, for not noticing that earlier. I really need to set up some notification to hear if someone is is putting out a redeem. Or I need to keep my other window open more. Also, thanks Flint and thanks Jack for the follows. I also just noticed. Why do I not get any notifications when that happens? Or I'm so deeply into all of this stuff. Spaced back asks, would you rather fight one duck-sized horse or one horse-sized duck? Oh. Thank you, Kush. Again, I hope I'm not terribly mispronouncing your name. Thank you, Kushate, for the follow. Looking for. I could. There's also I just read the notification from the message from Jack saying like I could make a plugin for Twitch chat. I could. I'll have to look into that. But I also generally, even for the redeems, I just need to make some kind of audible noise as well. Otherwise, I'm gonna be missing it a lot. To answer that one, one duck-sized horse, maybe? Because Although it would be kind of funny to see a horse-sized duck. Not if I would be able to fight it, but that might be kind of interesting to see. I mean, yes, Rez and I, we could just make one in here, but like in real life. But knowing my fighting skills and my survival skills, if you can call them like that, yeah, one duck-sized horse might be my better chance of winning that. What's something in VR chat you wish was in Resonite? Ooh, that's interesting. I actually haven't thought about something like that yet. I'm assuming you're talking about like standard like built-in features, because it's hard to say like something in VR chat that doesn't exist in Resonite, yet you can always do something like built in game. But talking about built-in features, I'm guessing this might be something for the future, but a like representation, group representation. So the way VRChat's groupings work, of more like being like community groups instead of just shared inventories, is really nice, especially for like equally minded or like people with the same interest being able to find themselves a bit more. But more specifically, being able to have like an easy built-in way to show like, hey, I'm representing group XYZ because something. I mean, I'm somewhat doing that as a custom feature with my, oh god, there you go, with the paw logo here for my muscle paws group. But again, that is something I had to add physically or like separately to my avatar. Being able to have a badge that represents your group, that links to your group or like to the group inventory or to a more generalized page to go into that group. That would be kind of cool to have, because right now it feels like the community, while people are working together inside the game itself, it feels a bit scattered about. So you can't really say, I'm coming here for, as a representation, like, or like an example for muscle pose for the muscle anatomy thingy. So, well, that's actually something we want to do with the badge system rework, group badges and personal links and such. There you go. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I have already, even having been in this game for like 3 months already, or only, I have been looking into maybe like opening a group, like going to the supporter tier that has groups, so I can slowly build that up for my community. However, I'm keeping that a bit on the low right now because, yeah, my community doesn't really want to play the game for XYZ reasons. A lot of reasons, a lot of like eventually or stuff like that. So I'm holding back on that for now until it becomes more viable, because more people play it, or like more of my community actually comes playing over here. It'll be a while. it'll be a while till that happens. Wow, sound. Hazmat, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome to the probably most randomest stream on this platform. If you haven't been here, if you don't know what's going on, I'm open to at least trying to answer as many questions as possible from you guys. So if you have a burning question you want to answer, just write it out in the chat. Just make sure to put a question mark at the end, and I will slowly get through all of them. I will try my best to answer them in a realistic manner, but it might also happen I just ramble shit, or that my answer is more controversial. That depends on the question, so don't get mad at me. Frooks asks, would you try a sauerkraut ice cream if that was a thing? Sadly, that is a thing. Luckily not here. But here's the funny part, I'm probably experimental enough to actually try that. Hey. Remember, I still need to fit into the frame. Oh, now. I hope. um, the funny part is I'm already not really the biggest fan of sauerkraut. It's a bit... There are some rare dishes. Not rare, but there's a few dishes where I'm actually eating it with, because I need to. I kind of have to. I don't like eating some of the dishes without. One of them would be oh god, how do you say? So our quote famous bratwurst, sauerkraut, and not potato or potato mush. It's a weird dough rolled into a ball and then boiled in water. I don't know what they are called. So I don't know, but that without sauerkraut kind of feels empty. But I probably give it a try. I probably won't like it, but you know what? Eh. Minchok. Oh. Minchok. Oh my! It took a second to actually understand this. I mean, I'm not promoting. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I'm not promoting anything there. Drago. Wah. Wah. Ed Caliph from Drago. What's something in resonate? Oh, I already answered that one. Oh yeah, you guys don't need to worry about that I don't see the questions. I have a persistent list of all of the questions here that I'm slowly going through. It'll probably take a while, depending on how quickly people actually punch in their questions. But I'm eventually getting to them. Oh, no sad. Don't be sad. Drago. I'm getting bigger again. Drago. I notice a little piece of glass over on your right arm exists on every avatar. What is that? What does it do? Oh, yeah, these little glasses, if you want to, or pieces of glass, they're called tool shelves. So if you have like a tool that you're working on right now, or actually more realistically, if you have more than one tool, you can place your tool on these little shelves and they stick to your hand. Like in... What the fuck? Where did my audio go? An error has occurred. Please try again later. Error 404. Great. YouTube, thank you. And of course, Pipewire has also... There you go. Great, yeah. YouTube being YouTube sometimes. But yeah, coming back to that. So, yeah, you can just place your tools on there, and you don't have them floating around in the world. So, I could just place them in the world, but if I'm moving around or if I have a bigger project that I just can't do within one space, I can just go ahead and just place them on here, keep them with me, and just go around. And even cooler, I don't have to put down one and pick up the other one. If I just point at the tool, it swaps them out. So it's just a little handy tool shelf. That's what they actually are called. Why? Okay. Honestly, never would have guessed it was a tool shelf. All Linux is... Can relate. Well, the YouTube thing just stopped on its own. That wasn't even Linux. But then I have a pipe wire for the current audio setup because streaming setup. Shot the... What's a completely useless skill you're oddly proud of? Ha. I have an easier time reading text backwards. Like at times it makes it easy, but it's like kind of cool. It's not really. I mean, that's the first answer that comes up. That I'm oddly proud of. That's the one that is kind of weird. I mean, yeah, no, I guess reading backwards is kind of the best thing. I mean, it still doesn't help that I'm dyslexic and that I already have struggles reading, so the speed is not probably not going to be the best anyways, but yeah. Fruk says, do you like thunderstorms? If the sun wasn't a deadly laser... If the sun wasn't a deadly laser at the moment, would the answer be different? I love thunderstorms. I generally, every time they happen, if I'm not busy or if it's not totally shit, I do like to sit near the window or at the window sometimes and just watch it happen. They are really cool. I like seeing that. I need to get myself some weather sealed gear and just go out and do like thunderstorm or like storm in general photography. That would be really fucking cool. I just like both the visual, the eeriness of it, but also then the physics of it are insanely complicated, kind of insanely complicated, but really cool and fascinating. Like every time, maybe sometimes you will hear it if like hanging out with each other. If there's a thunderstorm in the distance and I hear it, hanging out with people is like, ooh, there's a thunderstorm coming, yay! Like that's a very normal reaction of mine. So that is just, it's just cool. I'm going to backseat Rez and I can beat the boss by giving him dog treats. Shh, I said no backseating. We have new follow. Phineas, thank you for the follow. Spoilers, exactly. Dang it. You're not supposed to spoil anything. That's why the rule is there. People haven't finished the game yet. Hazmat20. Do you ever play Warframe? I did in the past. I have a couple hours on it. Actually, I don't know how many. Let me check. In my list of games. But like 80 hours on it. I mostly just played it because friends were playing it. I didn't really get the full game, so to speak. It was a bit a bit weird. So, yes, I played it, but I didn't really play it, if that makes sense. I mostly just enjoyed back then enjoyed the wave based quests where you just hang out with friends. You go and just complete the waves as far as possible and then just get out. The other missions were kind of so-so. Extraction was okay, but yeah, stuff like what's it called? Intelligence gathering and stuff like that never really took me. It's an interesting game though. I like the character, I like the general theming and the design and all of that stuff. Really cool, but it's too grindy and too long-winded for me. Waiting for a if you build something, I don't know what you call it, when you build like a new warframe or components for it, that just takes way too much time for me, and it didn't really hook me. Drago, wait, what? Exactly, I agree. What? I just deleted this instead of putting it on the pile. Technically a fun question, but... What's your favorite Resonite feature? Asked Jack. Oh. Well, Jack is asking, what's your favorite Resonite feature? Whoo! Honestly, just because of the times I've been in VR chat and wanted to do it, it's the quick camera gesture. It's funny. So I host VR chat meetups twice a week, and every time I'm in those sessions, I instinctively want to do the photo gesture because something funny is happening, and most times than not, I catch myself trying to move my arms to do it, and then realize, oh shit, right, I have to go into the menu and grab the camera from in there before I can even take a picture. So this has been absolutely fantastic as a feature, and it's just, I don't want to miss it. Definitely. Alright. Frooks. If Linux was an ice cream, which flavor would it be? I mean, the difficult part is with Linux is it itself has so many, quote, sub-flavors to it that so, probably lemon. The reason why, Windows would be chocolate. Standard, just an easy choice to make for a lot of people. There's no fussing about, there's no, like, oh, you taking that? Like, no one really cares about it. Mac would be vanilla, because it's bland, but it's just does it just is a fine thing. And Linux just overall being a bit more of a spicy, like a spicy OS in general. Lemon kind of makes sense. Also because I like lemon. I like spiciness. I like just... Life is boring? Let's just mix it up. I guess the gesture camera, the true final boss of Resonite. To be fair, yeah. Linux is Neapolitan. A bunch of different flavors in one. Oh yeah, right, that also exists. I forgot about that. Some random person. If you were to become a furry, what would your persona be? I mean, I'm already a furry. Although, IRL, Like if I don't have a say in it. Either a cat or a bear, probably. Just more going off personality and just the way I am rather than what I want to be. Like, sure, my persona is a dragon. That is just how it is. But in this case, I'm guessing, like, if I would become a furry IRL, what would the universe probably choose? And that would be kind of the cat or bear direction. Probably less bear. That would be only because I'm a bit more chubby than than anything else. Government assigned persona. Pixelnator. Let me put this here. I feel like Linus would be berry because you say berry ice cream and everyone would immediately go, okay, but which berry though? You know what? That is not a bad take. That is smarter than I would have ever been able to give an answer for. Ah, I booped myself. Also, ear stuck house. English. Random person. If you were to become an ice cream, what type of ice cream would you become? I'm almost like wanted to say vanilla or lemon again, but like I mean, in that case, Neapolitan would also probably Neapolitan sorry might also be choice because ADHD, my brain is everywhere. So I'm like, it just goes wherever. Or going off my persona, blueberry, because purple. Which is so hilariously wrong. Blueberry, but they're purple. Language. Blueberry! Very aggressive question. Yes. Random person. If fruits would be an ice cream, what type of ice cream would they become? Mango. Mango or banana? Actually, no, more like mango. Right, Frooks? It's imperative that I'm fed blueberries. Everyone, make sure you keep that in mind. Need to feed. We need to feed Brooks properly. What flavor is Resonite? I'm actually gonna make that a question for the chat. What's the most? What would be like a funny funny flavor for Resonite? Resonite is gloopy flavored. It would be censored. I mean, you know what? Yeah. Sorry, I should probably actually like generally talk about that. Not talk about, but just generally read it out. Space Spec said, I think we could get banned if we didn't say mango. Honestly, not bad. Alright, that one weird, but hilarious. Pixelnator. If fruits would become a Linux ice cream, what would their favorite Sona be? Southwest. What flavor would flavor be? Or flavors be? Huh. Yes. If ice cream was Germany, what animal would it most resemble? That actually just broke my brain. Oh boy. I should have predicted that, and I kind of did, but giving people like complete open range of asking any within TOS and the rules questions would lead to stuff like that. Fucking love it. Can I answer that one? I probably can't. Probably like a 2015 Golf. Another one. If Rooks was Germany, what animal would they most resemble? A mango. We all know and love our beloved mango animal. What's your favorite VR avatar base that other people use? I mean, the Salumi has been kind of my main avatar within this game. I do the Winterpaw, Canine Winterpaw. Oh, not Canine. Where is he? Oh, I can't scale him down. He's loading in. The Winterpaw or Masculine Winterpaw, and specifically, this is just an edit on it, but still based on the normal base, is like a really, really good one that I've been playing around with lately, and he is... It's a really well-made avatar. Like the way the body is, it works really well. Kind of what I mean, and the expressions on it generally are really solid. If I would be Fruxes, what would they be? Yes. What's your least favorite camera manufacturer from Frooks? Ooh, that's a difficult one. I've only played around with Canon and Sony so far. When it comes to pure reputation or just how I perceive the companies, probably I'd probably go with maybe Nikon. I have a friend who got a Nikon camera and within a week it just died. Not a great thing. Although I know other people who have Nikons and they've been using them for years and they've been great. So it's I'd give it a try. I'd probably see how it is, but not the like best camera brand I've seen. Also, to be fair, Sony also hasn't really been the best one as well. Although they're making great stuff, not gonna lie, but it's expensive. It says that you're strange, Dragon from the furry community. What's the most strange thing about you? It's probably the like ADHD interest in almost anything. Say almost, there are a couple of topics where I'm like, I know a bit of it, but I'm not really into it. But there are a lot of topics that I just dive into, going from music production, aviation, programming, 3D modeling, photography, of course, streaming, maybe coming back as a hobby and thing I do. It's kind of all over the place, and I'd say that makes me a bit, I mean, personally, a little bit more stranger than someone who has a clear, like, main thing they do. I know a lot of friends, just artists, like music producers, mainly photography, or programmers and stuff like that. So it's hard for me to say I have a hobby. More like I have a hobby of having hobbies. It doesn't really show on camera. And on camera, the best thing about me would be just scatterbrain. My mind goes 15, Mark 15 sometimes, just because I have 20 or 30 different things in my mind about right now, to things distracting me. Like even just a chat message popping up kind of makes me hitch sometimes. To current projects or projects I want to do or other stuff, and it's just all over the place. That's probably the most strangest thing about me. What country would you like to visit the most? Drago. As weird as it sounds, but I would like to visit the US eventually at some point. Not because it's very glamorous in a sense, but more for more for the furry convention side of it. Eventually, I would like to visit at least AC, maybe MFF, Megaplex, FWA, at least one of those. I want to go and visit at some point. So it's been on my list of countries I want to go to that slowly been rising up more. Other countries don't really pull me to as like a country. If I go to one of those other countries, it most likely just be because of a friend living there and stuff like that. So that's why I'd say US is my current. This is where I really would like to go to. I'm holding on to that idea for now because I don't need to explain that at the moment. Y'all know what's happening, but still interesting and still something I would like to do. Which within that trip, I would also do like to go to a shooting range and actually fire a real firearm at least once. I'm not really for firearms as like a personal thing, but just having the experience at least once is something I would like to get into, or at least have. Oh my god, you guys. Two more of the what if... Oh. We got another follow. Thank you, Drago, for the follow. If Buffalo. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just put these on the screen for real quick. Actually, this one I'm holding onto, but yeah, you guys can best yourself in the glory of this question. All right, that's enough. Another question from random person. If there are two guards guarding a door, one only tells lies, one tells only lies, and one is always wrong, but comes from an honest place. The one who lies got the key in the door. If you guess who is who correctly, would you get the key? What would the question be? One is lies and one is wrong. Ooh. That one is tricky because it also entails like how they respond. I probably just quote a simple one and just I don't know, that one might be difficult. The question that just came up to mind, like asking them, if you guys would go to the door and open it up, who would be opening it up? One being wrong but coming from an honest answer would probably say, sorry, I won't be able to open it up. Probably, what would you say? No, sorry. Wrong but from an honest answer is probably, I don't know who has the key, okay, yeah, that one is a bit hard to explain. Yeah, no, I probably can't really answer that one too well, because it's that one, to make an honest answer to that one, or to ask a question that is honestly gonna work, I would probably go down 15 different rabbit holes of just linking up different situations to the point where it's like, I just don't. I just kill both of them and just grab the key. quote quotes, just breaking the rule of the game. Of course, they will probably kill me first because they're 2 guardians and they're probably trained for it, unlike me, who isn't. But really hard one, not gonna lie. You can say the following sentence, an answer from Frooks. The sentence is a lie. Then just shoot them after their heads literally explode. You know what? You know what, Frooks? That is... I mean, the lying one would probably just say, no, that's wrong. Not the lying one. The who's always wrong would just say it probably isn't. Because it's wrong. It's not true or like true or false. It's just wrong. Doesn't take into account the logic of it. And then the lying one, yeah, would probably explode. Although lying just means it's not truthful. So it doesn't mean it is true or not. It's just not. Actually, no, it is truthful. Y'all make me lose my fucking mind over here. Ah. Alright. Diehard Liverpool fan, my god, that's a name, asks, in your opinion, which color has the absolute worst personality? Teal. Can't make up its mind. Which is it teal or cyan? I always switch those up. The one that's like green-blue-ish. Where it's like one person says blue, the other says green. I believe it's teal. It's like, my god, make up your mind. You're not a fucking pendulum. Your color. Frooks asks, can't you do that in Germany? I've been to a firing range in Czech before, didn't find anything myself. They're really rare and usually very limited as well. So I've shot guns before, but they're not full like proper full arm bullet self-propelled bullet guns. They're usually the pellet guns. They're air pressured or spring pressured, spring propelled pellet guns, and they don't really do the same as. There's also airsoft. I've done that. I'm talking about metal pellets, not BBs, not the plastic BBs. I've done airsoft, but there's also metal for actual hunting as well. They're not for playing games. They're actually for hunting. They're lethal weapons. But I think there are rare shooting ranges here. But again, they're usually just the standard. You're in your little like open cubicle and have the straightforward range and do that. Meanwhile, over in the US, you have like shooting ranges with like little parkours and where you can do actual movement drills and all of that stuff. And that's kind of what I was thinking of, was like actually just having a bit of a, I'm not just doing this, but I'm also moving around, having a bit of having a bit of fun with it. I might look it up, but there's also the problem of just these shooting ranges are so rare that I end up probably just driving 2 or 3 hours just to get to one. And then the price of it is just ludicrous. It's not like we don't have any guns in Germany. We do. But most of it is, for one, it's super difficult to get to one. Because for one, you have to have a license. Duh, that's very normal. But you also have to have a valid reason to have a gun, and that reason is usually compounded with like being security, sports shooting, being well, at the police, or other. There's some other like very minor categories of where you get a valid gun permit, basically. But the best one to go to, if you do, would be sports shooting, and that isn't really the way you would see it in America with like the proper guns. That would be more, again, with the pellet stuff and all of that, like the metal pellets and stuff. That is usually more representative because it's less about the actual gun tech and more about being able to shoot precisely. Which, of course, comes a little bit back to gun tech, but it's a bit of a different environment than what you would see in the US with whatever kind of guns they have over there. It's basically anything. Random person asks, in your opinion, which ice cream has the absolute worst flavor? Licorice. Licorice ice cream. I don't like licorice taste. No. Actually, there's also beer ice cream. Yes, that actually is a thing, and I'm already like, I don't drink beer, I don't like the taste, so it would be on the list, but probably licorice might be the top tier for me. Oh, bottom tier. Top tier for hate, bottom tier for tastes I would eat. Do you? Oh, that's to the question from earlier about the gods. Do you got the key? The wrong one would say yes, and the one who lies would say no. I mean, that's the most simplest outcome. If you keep it simple, yeah, this could work. If they are also a bit clever about it, they would probably... It will probably go... it would probably be more difficult. Okay, Grand UK got here with the woodchuck question. I got nothing for it. It's just funny because tongue twister. And I'm not gonna attempt it because I'm terrible at tongue twisters. Plus English isn't even my first language, so it's gonna be even worse. What do you think about the Steam machine price? Not 9. £879 and £11.49 for the 512 gig and the 2 terabyte models respectively. Well, considering these prices are... Oh, redeem. All my questions to the top. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to fix some stuff. I don't get get notification if I get redeems. I'm so sorry. If there... let me do that real quick. I'm gonna pin that one. Okay, Drago. I'm so sorry about that. Is there any VR chat world you really wish there wasn't Resonant Night? For me personally, it's Astral Bounce. There are a lot of great VR chat worlds that I tend to go to. Mostly, though, I'm in worlds that facilitate for larger numbers of people, mostly because I use them for hosting. Probably one of the recent ones I've been to would be Taja's Medana launch 2, specifically the updated version, as they are. It looks really nice, and I just like the look and the flow of it. That would be one that I would really love to see in here. Maybe it's someday. But it is a bit of a heavy world, so don't expect it to. Even in Resonite or even in VR Chat itself, it's pretty heavy. So it probably needs some specific. What do you call it? Some specific modification optimizations to be able to run in this game reliably and with enough performance for a lot of people, or for a good number of people to be in it, basically. But yeah, I'm so sorry I didn't see the redeem. I saw the message come up in the module, but it doesn't show redeems, and I'm not getting any informations about redeems because Twitch. I need to set that up. There. The going back to the UK one. Or Grand UK's question. I mean, the idea of the Steam machine itself is pretty neat. The price... Yeah, I mean, it's not much you can do about considering the current market being really shitty right now. And while I know that Steam, or like I can imagine that Steam itself is able to do like corporate contracts with manufacturers and stuff like that, they're a small consumer-oriented, like direct consumer product-oriented brand that they're also getting more on the scrapper side, or like on the later side of the production capabilities, where they also have to pay a lot more for it because of other current situations. So not the best, but I'd give it a little bit of leeway for the current market. And also, I kind of understand the price, because from the pictures I've seen, the Steam frame, not Steam frame, the Steam machine has an even smaller package than the Xbox and the PS5. So, as a console or like a console-like replacement that it's trying to be, it's not that bad, considering they packed a good bit of performance into that small cube. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the price fares over time, specifically. And maybe one day we can actually finally get off that stupid high and just get down to a more reasonable level again, because I, and probably so many others, are slowly getting sick of this whole thing. I want my 9070 XTX. I want a 32 gigabyte version of my GPU. Redeemed it, nothing. Refund? I wish I could give refunds. I don't know if that works. Alright, that aside. Traditionally, it's only one question, so do you have the key? Would give you yes or no, and gives you none to wiser. Yeah, I mean, that whole thing is This is to the this is a question about or an answer to the question from earlier about the typical two guards at the door, one lying, usually one lying, one true. I don't know what the original setup is, but this one in this case it's one lying and one is wrong with a what's it called, with a truthful coming from a true place or something like that, and this one, the question itself is difficult to answer because you don't know what their they cannot answer depending on what the instructions for the guards are when it comes to answering questions. Sure, one is lying and one is wrong, but you don't know if their answers are simple, like just yes or no's, or can they be misleading? Can they be lying, saying I don't own the key, even though he has the key, and the wrong one is I don't know, I've never seen the key. So those both could then just mean nothing. And again, it comes down to what is their instruction to answer. And you don't know that. Especially difficult if you only have one question. Drago, how would you make a new world from scratch? Is there an editor? In Resonite? So, making a new world from scratch in Resonite, it depends on how complicated you want to make the world. Resonite itself basically is an editor. I don't know if you probably saw it earlier when I was showing it. So I can, as I said earlier, I can go and create meshes and stuff inside the game. If I want to make a new world, and for that one, let me switch over to this and go into my menu. Right in your home dash, you have a button called Create New World, and this one gives you a couple templates, so grid, platform, blank, and debug. We can do the typical grid one. I'm gonna set it to private. Then I go over, and I am Minado, so this real quick. And then now, oh god. Oh, you take your sweet time, okay. So when you're in here, then this world is now a new world. This is in under your name, basically. You can go ahead and basically create and do stuff. If I go into fly mode real quick, select the ground. With the ground now here in my stand still there. So I have the ground here now selected, and I can either modify it, or if the world I want to make doesn't have or doesn't use this ground, I can just go ahead and completely delete it. And this is completely deleted. I just start falling into the abyss. So you can then start either by creating from within the game, called using procedurals, because these are procedurally, like mathematically generated shapes, and there are a couple of them. A couple typical ones: box, capsule, okay, cone, cylinder, grid, quad, oh, sphere, torus, and triangle. And you can use these to basically make a procedurally generated, mathematically generated world. You can also go into... Ooh! I just got flashbang from the camera. You can also go into the Resonite Essentials. I believe assets, Resonite. '3D models, Dawn assets, and then you in here, let's say flooring. You can bring and I can bring in the like one of the models from the Resonite Cloud Home, the Dawn Cloud Home map, and I can start building with that. Or if I have custom meshes and custom stuff, I can just, with pictures and anything else, I can bring it into the game using just a drag and drop, and I can use things like Blender, ZBrush, Sequoia, Cinema 4D, like any of the 3D programming mods, not mods, any of the 3D programming programs, 3D modeling programs. I'm so sorry. I can use any of them to model my world, model whatever I need to do, then export it as a GLB, GLF, I believe GLFB, or FBX, or I don't know what other 3D modeling formats the game supports, but I can then bring it in here, import it as a model, and then apply my materials, textures, and all of the other stuff to it. And then once I have that, you just go to Session, Save As, and then you can save it as a new sphere, basically. Or if you actually want to make it a world that anyone can go to, you can also go to, I believe, Resonite Tools, and then World Publisher. And this one takes in the sphere that I just showed. Save As. I'm not going to save it, but this would be the sphere that I can, if it's saved, put in here. I believe it's like that. It looks to be pointing like that. And I can then set it up as like a public world with all of the information, description, and whatever. Okay, hi Cam. But yeah, making a world is pretty simple. In the home screen, create world, have fun in like 3D modeling and whatever, texturing and all of that, and then you just place it, and you can even slightly modify it. For example, one thing I did, you got, some of you may know this world, the Pacific Dreams from VRChat. Someone a while ago made an edit, or I made a port of it, and I've kind of modified it to be a little bit, whoops, to be a personal version of it. I just literally just have the, I just literally took the world, modified it, and saved it as a personal version of it. So yeah, it's pretty simple in terms of the workflow, and even if making it inside the game is a bit you can always use the new Resonite SDK for Unity, and then you just have your typical Blender or 3D modeling software to Unity to game pipeline that is fairly standard for a lot of people. But the cool part about the game is you don't have to. You can always go in and say, hey, I just want to sit down and actually feel like how the world feels in terms of size. Or if you want to block out the basic stuff of the game, like the basic stuff of your world, doing the blockout in-game is really handy, because you have a one-to-one representation and feeling of how big is this building, how much space do I need, and you can easily just adjust stuff, because if you just make something grab, you can make anything. Let's take that door, for example. I can go in and give it interaction grabbable, and I can grab this and just move it around. Yeah. I may have missed a little bit of the conversation. Let me see. I'm gonna get into Resonite right now and try. After you're finished explaining. Yeah, honestly, do it. It might feel a little bit overwhelming because a bit of how you do stuff is different to how you do stuff in Unity or other programs. Most importantly is the dev tool. Ooh, I just moved. The dev tool is the dev tool is gonna be your best friend in this game. And yeah, you you will see this or modified multi-tool versions of it almost any time you work on stuff, because with this you can, well, inspect and get into the range of just modifying stuff to your heart's content, basically. And the game, this is where it becomes a bit of a dual-sided thing. The game does not really do any hand-holding. In terms of, after you've done like the initial like getting into the game tutorial, there isn't really a structured guide or a lot of explanation on how stuff works. You kind of get thrown into a bit of a deep end, which is a bit of a problem on the platform, but eventually this will hopefully get resolved and we get a more unified and easier way for people to get into the game and get into these different systems. Like even just the basics of selecting something isn't really explained. If you hold a tool, it doesn't really explain which button does what and how you do stuff. You have to know that I use index controller, so I have to press the touchpad to select something. And there is there's a panel that Resonite made that has all of the different controls listed in here with all of the different types of controllers out there. So like that. If you or anyone, I'm falling asleep with your stream, not because it would be uninteresting, but because it's enough for almost. Oh my god, Fruits, go to sleep. That is, I'm not that much better usually, so but still, go to sleep. I'm in bed now. Good. Well, I hope my rambling is making you fall asleep even more. That would be at least I helped in some way. But yeah. If you're looking for that specific control if you're looking for that specific control panel, if you go inventory, Resonite Essentials, and then right there, it's called control diagram. It'll spawn this out and you can take a look at where your controls are for the game. And for selecting something, that is called secondary, this button here, which again on the index controller is the touchpad. On Rift and the Quest controllers, it is usually on the clicking down on the joystick. Vive controllers, also touchpad being the secondary, and you can always go back to that one to. Oh, whoops. to just see what you need to press to get somewhere. Chaos. Chaos? Chaos? Do you know that Minecraft finally stabilized quantum computing? Oh, Microsoft. Quantum computing... Oh, I see the... probably the explanation there. It uses it. It is utilizing qubits instead of bits. Each bit can only be used in one scenario and form. Each qubit can be used in every scenario and form possible at the same time, utilizing quantum physics. Simplified and a little bit misleading, but yeah, easiest way to explain it. Also, that quantum computing has been around for about a decade now. So it's nothing specifically new, and it's not really been just done. Quantum computing has been used for quite a while already. So... Oh, did I deleted your other message. I shouldn't do that. I should actually put that onto the growing wall of questions. Have you seen the movie Substance? No, I generally don't watch a lot of movies. I don't have a subscription to any serious movie watching platform. And I tend to be more on the like I like to do stuff side rather than just sitting down and watching. There are times where I do that, but it's quite rare, and usually it takes a little bit for me to either get hooked onto what I'm watching, or I'm just completely just dozing away and just getting distracted from it. So I haven't seen it. And that'll be the same for a lot of movies. Where I heard a follow. Chaos, thank you for following. Welcome in. Brooks, how do you get so buff? Eating veggies as a kid. Eating veggies and drinking the milk. Alright, I'll take a little, real quick break because my mouth is dry as hell. I don't know if Twitch has done anything in the meantime, but for the time I'm gonna go and take a quick sip. I will do the forbidden thing and quickly run. What just happened? We just got... Oh my god. Shutter gifted 1 tier sub. Thank you so much. Hell yeah. Ooh. Thank you so much. Hey, this of course shows up. I mean, very glad it does, but the other the other stuff not showing up is kind of annoying. But thank you. But yeah, as I was saying, I will be right back. I will do the forbidden thing, run an ad roll real quick. I will go drink something, and y'all should probably do the same. Because this heat is insane, so let's not flop over. There you go. Rah. Are you rolling? You're rolling now. As soon as the ad rolls, it's gonna be cool. Ah, dry mouth. Five, four, three, two, one, and people should be slowly coming back now. I hope so. ah. It's so weird. Gonna go and drink something after you have been basically rambling for 2 hours straight. Your mouth feels kind of weird. Blah. Alright, so surprisingly, we're already through all of the questions in the queue already. We got more questions left. Or we have people with more questions, because this is really fun. I could do this forever, which I'm not gonna go and do forever. I just realized we're already 2 hours in. It is... Time flew by. That is... Wow. Oh god, when you see someone type... Well, then either something absolutely mind-numbing is about to come, or a question that is just gonna take up the rest of the streaming time. And I'm kind of hoping for the second one, because I don't know. Problem is, if I don't catch myself with some of these topics, I could go on for like 50 minutes or more. Tip: put sawdust in your pancake and makes them slightly fluffy and adds fiber. Only do about 5% sawdust to ratio. Oh my fucking god. I actually saw a YouTuber at some point talk about a stupid challenge of like, we're eating a broom. They literally done something like that. They've cut down the broom, made it into sawdust, and used that sawdust as a... Or they tried to use that sawdust as a replacement for flour. And the idiot actually ate it at the end. I'm like... My god. The lengths people go to just do stuff. And this isn't recent. This happened years ago. So it's not like the oh, I just want to be famous now kind of thing. It was for a stupid challenge that wasn't even meant for them, but for someone else, but they just did it anyways. Drago! Let me put that. I do want to kind of know, where do you see Rez and I being in about 2 years from now? Well, definitely, hopefully being still alive. That would be very handy. But more honestly, I mean, with the recent pickup of like development of the platform, I can see Resonite being in a position where it is a lot easier for new players to get into the platform for the reason of new UI and new UI and UX. So the interface and the flow of it. But also because till then I'm kind of hoping and somewhat looking forward to a bigger and more substantial player base that facilitates the mindset of, hey, I have friends playing that game, maybe I should also come and try it out. Because that's been, from talking to a lot of people, one of the main issues with a lot of people, that hey, I kind of want to play Resonite, but I don't know anyone there, and I don't know any of my friends playing it, so I don't see a reasoning to go into the game. And looking into 2 years is a reasonable time frame to see the game grow more, with more people coming over, with more people being willing to try it out and seeing what this platform is actually capable of. It's gonna be an interesting time, and Frooks and the team are making absolute amazing work on this project. There are, especially the last couple updates with the new IK being worked on, the open source render project going, RenderWrite project going on in the background, the sidetrack of the audio setup that he was doing, and like the minor stuff in between, quote minor, they're all big things, but there's some lesser yeah, they're minor things. So there's just they don't make the headline basically, but they're still important. But the big things have been very substantial, and I'm looking forward to the completion, or at least the further development of the IK setup, being able to, or being getting the new IK into the game. Very intrigued to see that. The new RenderWrite project, the open source renderer, to be able to go off Unity eventually, is very intriguing. And I've played around with the RenderWrite. So there's RenderWrite with a T at the end, and there's RenderWrite with a D at the end. The RenderWrite with a D is the open source Rust programmed renderer for Resonite that is standalone, and I've taken a look at it. It is really cool to see that this has been built from scratch, and it already performs similar to the built-in Unity, like to the Unity RenderWrite pipeline that's currently being used. And seeing the standalone version already working as well as it does is really exciting. But I'm also looking forward to the future long-term plans of the UI overhaul. There was a different in-between update they were talking about. I don't have the roadmap in my head right now. I should probably take a look at it at some point. But the path the game is on right now is not glamorous, but substantial, and these are the things that the game needs to just grow more. I rambled too long on that one, and I'm seeing a lot of more questions coming in. Alright, how capable okay. Slow down there. How capable do you see Resonite being with custom worlds? Because while Resonite is very customizable and flexible, I don't know if creators can limit what someone can do in their world to prevent cheating or to tell a story. They can limit what people can do, and this is a very interesting part. So it comes down to the general interest of the world. There are worlds that you can only go in and look around, basically. There are worlds that you can go in, spawn things like little gadgets, like a camera or something like that. But you can't modify it. And there are worlds that, well, a lot of worlds are fairly open. You can make a new session with it, and you can go in, change it, and modify it as you please. But if you're trying to make a game or do like a story-based world, you can absolutely, even on an upload, like locking it down for everyone by default, or in general, to only be able to walk around. You can even remove the capabilities of taking away, like you can take away no clip and flying, so you don't have to worry about that. And you can take away the ability to modify stuff and change anything. The game already has that built in because it is a very reasonable thing. What about creating changing controls? And skipping over the others real quick. Do you mean changing controls like on the controllers, or changing controls in terms of how you move around and interact with the world? Yeah, like a jump or like backwards movement. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. There are components, I believe I'm not quite sure, but I will... there you go, switch locomotion module. So this is from the built-in scripting language platform, however you want to call it. And this one specifically says, already says, switching locomotion module. And this one lets you change the locomotion of someone, or like the locomotion modules. Basically, there are different types of ways you can move about: flying, walking, no clip, teleport. And these are all individual little modules, and they have their custom setup. And and with this little module, you can basically switch between all of those, or and then using install locomotion module, you can basically you can do it like this. You can install a new locomotion module that, for example, lets you move backwards, or inverts your motion, and then you can immediately afterwards switch into that. That is something you can do. Oh yeah, Jack. I'm a little bit. Only. Try to move forward and walk backwards. Oh, I don't know if I have enough room behind me. I don't want to run into anything. But yeah. Exactly that. I knew I'm gonna run into that. Where's my couch? There I can. Oh yeah. That. Oh, you mean like that? Okay. But yeah, you can. I haven't fully delved into making locomotion modules, so I would have to take a look at it at some point and kind of figure out how they work. I've kind of skimmed over them once. They are quite complicated. If I show you what I mean, controllers, locomotion. You have physical locomotion, I believe is the one, and you already have a couple of different things. Actually, let me expand the whole thing, because I don't... Oh yeah, character controller, that also might be one. We can try. There you go, and now if I go, now I'm trying to go forward and I'm going backwards. I can't really show it, but yeah, it's pretty simple. This is weird. But yeah, so stuff is possible and you can mess around a lot. And that's just the beauty of this game. Alright. Next one. If Resonate gets really big and popular, do you think the big and popular, do you think Resonate will still be supportive to supportive to newbies and smaller creators, or will the community get too big for its riches and use and it depends on how quickly, I'd say. If Resonate keeps a growth rate that is similar to where it is right now, or even slightly bigger, then it might keep its overall root as it is, and it's easier to adapt everyone into it. However, I also see the side of, as soon as we get a big wave, and I mean a insanely huge wave of people all of a sudden, be it VR chat shutting down, or someone so influential played this game that everyone now suddenly comes over, there is a point at which you're facing the thundering herd problem, which is a recognized like social philosophy problem, to the point where anything that's currently established is hard or nigh impossible to maintain because of the influx. So it depends on how quickly the game grows. I would like to say that no matter how much it grows, it'll stay as it is, and there will be, like Jack said here, I don't think the core fundamentals of the community will ever go away, and I don't think too. There is some deep-rooted things that both the community but also the platform's architecture just inherit into how people interact and how things are done. But there's also a lot of... Right now, there's a lot of trust in the community and a lot of giving. And that's the part that kind of breaks apart, aka asking for permission. The problem of modding. The game is open to modding, and while a lot of the mods right now are helpful, the QOLs, they're adding cool stuff to the game, having the openness of modding always brings in the risk of malicious mods as well. And that in itself will be difficult. But because the community is small enough right now, it's easy to spot these problems, and it's easy to get rid of these problems, basically. I need to get into mods. So much to do. Oh yeah, a lot of. Looking up all the barriers took forever. So Bez and I will get a system eventually called hard permissions, and that will be a fundamental system that this game will need eventually, because of, again, a lot of things are built on trust. But as soon as you step into or cross a certain threshold, it's hard to keep that trust going, and you will have to hard permitize people into certain things. Right now, you can already permit, or you can already do change permissions. If I go into sessions and then under permissions, I already have a rudimentary way of giving out and changing permissions. Right now, I'm admin just because of this is my version, my safe way of the... Ooh, sound. Mark, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome to the ramble time of the stream. Apparently, hope you enjoy your stay. But yeah, you have an a simple moderation permissions setup here: the spectator, guest, moderator, builder, and admin. And spectator, you can go into the world, you can walk around, you can look at stuff. I'm not quite sure if you can interact with stuff, but you can definitely can't spawn out anything, or definitely can't use a tool. The guest is more or less the basic permission you get in most of the worlds. The guest allows you to walk around, interact, spawn out things from your inventory, save stuff, and all of that. Moderator is basically the same as a guest. The only difference is you can, well, moderate, ban, kick, silence. Not sure if ban is under the moderation, but you still don't get to modify anything. You still have just walking around interaction and spawning stuff. And then the builder is the start of where you get to play around with tools, get to interact with the inspector and all of the development tools and stuff. And then admin is like the highest tier. The admin gets basically everything from builder, spawning, moderation, to, I believe the only difference between moderator and admin in that case is being able to save the world, I believe. But there is a rudimental permission system in place to help with kind of guidance to what people can and can't do, but it still doesn't relieve the fact of outside influence, aka modding, or people being socially malicious. That's a different problem as well. This will solve a lot of potential issues on a fundamental level, even for abuse through mods to some extent, because the data model will just reject changes to users isn't permitted to do, unless they are the host type, I suppose. Yeah. So there's always the hopeful kind of I hope this always will stay the same, and to a fundamental level it will stay the same no matter how much the game grows. The core principle of the game still applies, since it is built around the core principle of collaborative social VR, a collaborative social VR. And there are some fundamental things coming along with that will always stay. The only difference is how much you have to deal up down the line, how much you will have to deal with malicious, disruptive or destructive people. And right now that is very tame. And by very tame I mean once in a month you might see someone being an asshole. And even that is more on the higher side. It also depends on if you're more in private sessions or if you hop around in more of the public sessions that are on almost all the time. There's at least a handful of public sessions open. But it's gonna be very dynamic, and that's the gist of it, I guess. Jumping. How that works. Do you think Resonate will ever surpass VOC? I see it being very likely possible if it keeps the path it's going right now, but there's no guarantee Resonite won't become more controlled or go down the dark path of the future. I don't think Resonite will surpass VRChat by the sheer thing of just being around. Even if Resonite keeps improving and getting better. One major thing that Resonite has as a downside, it is not mobile compatible. Not at the moment. I don't know if the current setup will ever be mobile compatible. That is a question that's more for the developers, if that's a idea for the distant future. But right now it's not. And the problem there is VRChat is, considering capabilities, I see much more immersive games being possible, which I think gives it an edge. Oh yeah, no, there is definitely a huge upside to VRChat. The problem is not really the capabilities or the possibilities of what you can do in which one. So, finishing what I was trying to say, VRChat already has the upside of being mobile compatible, and at least half of VRChat's player base is mobile. They're playing on Quest, on any of the Quest ones, on iPhone, on Android, and that half is already fundamentally, technically locked out of the out of this game right now. And the other half technically is they could come in, but there is a more social pressing matter that will keep the swap from happening, and that is mostly because VRChat has the social inertia to to keep going, and that social inertia is also stealing the capabilities of ramping up the social side of Resonite. And unless VRChat fundamentally, sadly saying, fundamentally fucks up or keeps on the path of getting more and more anti-community to the point where the friction on staying on VRChat becomes higher than the friction on getting into a new game, aka Resonite in this case, with a pretty steep at the beginning learning curve, but still a learning curve. There is something. It's the friction to stay on VRChat for now and for quite a while will be lower than switching over for technical, social, and personal reasons. I've talked to a lot of people in the past already, or like in the last while, talking about the possibilities of trying out Resonite, and a lot of the comments are, or a lot of the reasonings are about no friends are on the platform. It's very challenging to be in the platform. The systems aren't mature or stuff like that. And be they valid or invalid reasons, the point for a lot of people is they have a reason not to go over, rather compared to staying on the platform. And it's not in Resonite's domain to change that social inertia. There needs to be a very specific circumstances for VRChat to happen for a change, a fundamental change to a different platform to be viable for a large majority of people. Not saying that Resonite won't grow. They likely will, and they likely will keep getting more people, and with more systems and more refinement of the platform, more and more people who try it out will probably end up staying on the platform. But it's not enough to really say Resonite will surpass VRChat. There's a lot going on with it. One thing I can say where Resonite surpasses VRChat is the technical capabilities. Flat out, no question. The platform is capable of so much more in its current state already, and even back then, I did say ever. Technically, yeah, you did. However, again, if the ever is hard to say because it comes down to ever in terms of in the Archit's and Resonite's entire lifespan, or ever in general, because you don't know if the Archit will be around forever. You don't know if Resonite will be around forever. And those are kind of difficult to gauge. But yeah, what I was trying to say, the technical capabilities of Resonite are vastly superior to the Archits, no doubt. But pure technically superiority is sadly not enough, and there is not much Resonite can really do to punch into that player base of the Archit. I mean, even the recent Funkbuster video, Funkbuster has like 300,000 plus subscribers. Resonite, as far as I can tell, has seen a minor, if not negligible, amount of influx from that video, or at least from the time that video came alive. It's hard, and Resonite will eventually get bigger, but not much. And I don't think, in the raw player base terms, it will very likely never surpass VR Chat. Again, unless VR Chat itself is screwing their own community over so much that they will all just unanimously just say fuck VR Chat. Very unlikely. I don't know. Agreed. The best example of that is the shift in migration to Blue Sky when Twitter ramped up its AI functions and features. Yeah, exactly. Or the same problem with Adobe and DaVinci Resolve. To be fair, that has been more and more now. However, the vast majority of creators still use Adobe products because they're integrated, everyone uses them, and it's easier to stay on that than having to deal with converting files and sending out individual clips and all of that stuff. And that's the same kind of friction that these two games, or platforms rather, see compared to each other. It's also Flint. It's also a completely different headspace for creation that I've still not seen anything comparable to. So, like Roblox. Jake, I definitely seen a noticeable bump in the amount of new users joining my sessions since the Funkbuster video. Okay, I mean that's fair. I haven't really. I only looked at the metrics website. I haven't really checked into a lot of public words since, so yeah, I can't really say about it. But it's nice to see that there are new users. The next question, and the more important one, is how many of those actually stayed around after the first session or the first couple sessions. Because it's easy to get a spike of new people, it's harder to retain them, and that'll be interesting. Fairness. That is the main reason for most strategic. It's easier to stay. Yeah, that's currently the point of Resonite versus VR Chat. For a lot of VR Chat players, it's just easier to stay on there. And I'm not blaming them. It technically is. I'm feeling like I had times now where I'm like mentally paying the tax of, I don't want to call it the early adopters tax, but it is very similar of, at least within my community, I can say it's an early adopters tax because barely anyone out of my community switched, or not even switched, but just came over and stayed. I had a couple of people try it out, a couple of people didn't like it, a couple liked it, but just didn't feel like sticking around. And now when it comes to my community, I'm one of the only ones who regularly and mainly plays Resonite. I only go on the Archer for my meetups, but that's it. Throughout the day, I just play this. Hi, Rugo. Being busy with work is always a valid reason not to be online. But I'm talking about a more general thing, and yeah, it's not gonna get easier. Well, maybe. Depends on how well the Archer screws themselves over. Not saying that... Okay, I might want to add this. And this sounds a bit counter, but I don't want the Archer to die or go away. As itself, the Archer platform, besides the monetization, which itself is the platform itself is a great concept, and it's been a blessing. Not a blessing, but it's been great being over there. I met all of my friends. I've done so much in that game. I have almost 6,000 hours, and it's been insane. But one of the reasons why I also wanted to stay is more about what I said earlier. There's a lot of malicious and lesser desired people on there that I personally wish they would stay on there. It's a very selfish thing to say, but... Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. That is a good point. Yeah, it's a selfish thing to say, but it's also... I think you guys see what I mean with it. Malicious people staying over there, and we get the people who actually want to play the game. Okay, I'll take a quick sip. Where's my water? Oh. Bottoms up. I could be so mean and don't do that. I'm triggering like OCD. How's the heat over there today? Today has been actually better. I'm so... The last couple of days have like been plus 30 degrees, but so uncomfortable. Today has been around the 30s, but more on the belower side. I hope the next days are gonna be like that. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me see. Amount of avatars I've set up to only be used once. Back the fox order. Yeah, user retention is the tricky part. And then yeah, the other one was from Flint. Dragon. VSC has been around for so long without competition that most who have actively played on VSC is likely to be too comfortable to move. It's like being in a beanbag chair. Oh, you've really grown attuned to it. Yeah, that is what I meant with the friction of being on the Archer versus going over to a different platform. It's because the problem isn't that Resonite is too difficult to learn. It has a learning curve. I'm not denying that, but it's also people haven't even tried Chill Out VR, which is a much closer copy quote. It's a much closer copy and system to how the Archer works. But again, over there it's the same. People are too comfortable to change, and people don't want to move into a platform without anyone being there. So yeah, it's just the same problem, but even there. So saying that people don't come over to Resonite just because it's a difficult platform to learn might have a little truth in it, but that's not the reason why people really come over. Or that's not the reason why people. Sorry, that's not the reason why people don't come over. That's one of the reasons, but the main one is my friends are over in VR chat. I already know the platform. I don't want to spend time learning something new. And that's just sadly gonna be the reality for a long time. But the upside of that, would I say, anyone who comes over here for the reason of the platform. And I'd say if they actually stay, they're gonna have a better time because they actually came into the platform knowing what it's about. Or not, depending. But they come over for what is here rather than what isn't here. Lioness. Although that's how I met you technically through VR content creation. Yeah. Yeah, we've met each other on here on Twitch, as far as I remember, and that is thanks to more or less thanks to VR chat, because while I've tried streaming way in the past, I've never had a real drive to do it until I've done VR chat, gotten better with social environments, and just being more open about just talking to random ass people on the fucking internet, because that's basically what VR chat is, and that kind of drove me to playing VR chat and yeah, getting out there. Alright, got half an hour left. Alright. If these questions keep being so long, I might actually end up just filling the rest half hour with just these. Which I'm not complaining. Thank you, Drago. Do you know if it's possible for avatars to have word-specific optional dependencies? By this I mean an avatar having specific extra features if in a specific world. Yeah, you can kinda set that up. Actually, I need to check something. World info. Yeah, world name. Okay, so yeah, using this with world name, or probably easier world web URL, because it's a bit. I don't know if world name is. Yeah, it takes the actual currently set up world name, and this is what it's currently. So all of this is there's a lot of formatting, but live on Twitch with the link and stuff with color formatting. So the easier way would be using the world web URL, which is the Resonate database link. Oh, is it? Oh no, never mind. But it just gives you a link to the world, and it's easy to kind of link that to each other. And you can use this string to just compare it to a known list, and then enable or disable features on your avatar. And you can do from there, you can do basically anything. I can, for example, say in my home world, I want a certain set of outfits to be on by default with my avatar. I can do that with some setup. There's always some setup and some changes you have to do to the avatar to make stuff work. However, it is possible, and that's the great part of it. So, yeah, that is a thing you can do, and actually, honestly, not a terrible idea. Kind of fun. That would be kind of fun to play around with. I'll actually keep that in mind. I need to make a stream panel thing for like a stream panel order folder in my inventory to just keep some of the good takes and stuff. Another I met another content creator through VRC because they were both doing a video on the same game in the same game server at the same time by chance. And that's kind of funny. There are a lot of people oh god. There are a lot of people inside VR chat that are content creators because it facilitates it pretty easily. And yeah, you will run into them if you are more public. There are also a lot of content creators that just stay private for some reasons, or for personal reasons, not some reasons, but for personal reasons. And it, yeah, kind of makes sense. Game world. Yeah, some game worlds, it's just easier to play publicly. If the content creator is capable of managing stuff like that, then yeah. Game worlds are like one of the main ones that you get, where you can find stuff like that. You know how to get a face mirror like VRC? Yes, kind of. There is... Let me find it. There you go. Whoa. There's this called the Shrike's head-up display, and it gives you a little bit more than just a face mirror, but it gives you an option to have a face mirror. Let me see if this works. So, head-up display. Can go in. There you go, and then I have a little face mirror at the bottom right here. And it gives you some other stuff. Quick, we call it quick way to switch between locomotion and notifications and stuff like that. But it also has the face mirror in it. It's by default down in the bottom right. You can also go into can enable an edit mode and just move stuff around. It just uses flat dashboard. Yeah, I don't like the curvy one. It has a very slight curve to it. I want that. If you have it, I don't know if there's a public folder where you can find it. You might need to look. Look. Yeah, let me. Oh god, I don't know if I can find the... Oh god, yeah, no, this would take me, yeah, I don't know if, the thing is, I need to find it inside community shared folders, because I don't know if they have a different folder, or like a public folder already, and I don't know where it is. There is a deep structure you can find of public folders and stuff. What you want to look out for is a folders called facets that lets you add little additions to your UI, basically. And one facet that you need to look out for is called Redux, which is a database search tool, basically. It allows you to look into the database of the game, and at least a part of it, I don't quite know the back end of it, but it lets you search stuff. And you can find this Shrike's head-up display. I don't know if I made a very rudimentary one for a user a bit ago. I should probably polish that up in a bit and release it. But I know there's a bunch of ones out there to use, so I'm sure there's some public ones. Need to start with Caleb's new user. Actually organized. The game itself isn't. Oh, this would be the next, almost next question. Okay. Jack had a question as well. Is there any big dream project you'd like to build in Resonate eventually? Yes, and I kinda started with it already, and that's a personal world, or my own world. I already made a world over in VRChat, or at least started a project in VRChat, and that is a convention center-like world. Actually, it was supposed to be a convention center. I kind of want to both remake, but also iterate on that and make a version for Resonate and make it properly fully done at this point, this time, because the last time I've done it, or like the VRChat one, has a good bit on it, but I've never actually finished it. But that is a project I started, and then at some point I should just sit down in Blender and just start working on the actual world itself. I've done a first pass on it already in Resonate, just to get like a bit of a idea going and kind of inspiration and all of that, but haven't really delved too deep into it. That would be one of the bigger projects I plan for the game. As well as I've tried, or I've started building a modular in-game controlled lighting system, meaning that it's I know there's a lot of lighting systems in the game already, and a lot of them be able to do DMX and all of that stuff. I wanted to make a user-friendly, easy to set up, easy to operate one that hooks into the Hardlight stream player system in terms of the audio, like the beatlink stuff, and kind of work from there. And I can bring out one of the tests, or one of the versions already that I already made. Holy things. No. Whip. Oh, I can't. I hope that's visible. The UI is a little fucked. I can see. I just noticed the canvas isn't properly set up. But yeah, I can. Oh, that's bright. I can already do some like basic stuff with it, and it is modular. It is modular. I can take out the like individual moving heads and have them snap onto that and get attached to the system using dynamic variables and all of that stuff. And again, the UI was supposed to be very simple. You have eventually gonna have 4 groups that you can control individually. Each group has its own preset of settings that you can do. the colors, motion, speed, intensity, so making it less bright. And one of the things that you can do is track a user, and then the light follows me around. And stuff like that. That was one project I was working on, and it already works. It already is kind of doing stuff. I haven't really been working on it much lately, as my, again, ADHD just drives me everywhere. I'd be working on this one day and then playing Minecraft the other, and then starting another project on a different day. It goes everywhere. I have like 50 projects I haven't started and finished yet. Yeah. I mean, that is so typical of just starting stuff, getting sidetracked, and then doing something else. I found the HUD system on the wiki, but the page is blank. No. Prioritizing is hard. Yeah. I wonder how many have started party words there are in Rezo. Oh, I can imagine. Where I put that? Also a question from Draco again. Well, the game itself has an editor. Is there a way to set up an avatar directly on your computer for both Windows and Linux? I feel it might be easier for me to set deeply custom stuff up if I can type on my actual keyboard. You can play the game on desktop if that is what you mean. Yes, using your Azure keyboard is a lot easier. You can play the game on desktop, like, or even better, you can hot swap between desktop and VR as well, which I can somewhat show right now. It might fuck up some stuff again, but I'm willing to take the risk. So if I press F8 on my keyboard, it doesn't do anything because I'm not focused on the game. Where's my button? There you go. And then I'm on desktop. I can button. Go back to VR and then hi. It probably also screwed my stream camera. So yeah, you can do that, or you can use the new project, the Resonite SDK, which is a Unity SDK that links live into the game, and that's really cool because it's not just sorry, good sidetracked. And then you can just use the probably familiar face of Unity, work with that, but the changes you do to your avatar or the world or whatever, they happen in game. In the sense of, if you can have more people, as far as I know, you can have more people in the game, and when you change something in Unity, it changes in game for everyone else. I have not played around with the SDK yet, mostly because I don't like Unity. So I can't say like the actual, like how it feels to use it, but that is one way you can also use the game. So has a microphone's on. So you can do in VR, you can do it on desktop or switch between, or you can go on to and use Unity from your desktop as well. So there's no you're not forced into a way. The game is it's giving you ways of just working from everywhere. The other part, the game itself has an editor. Is there a way to set up an avatar directly on your computer for both Windows and Linux? What do you mean with for both Windows and Linux? Like setting up avatar for Windows and Linux, or setting it up on either Windows and Linux in terms of just somewhere else than Resonite, like setting it up outside of Resonite for something that works on Linux and Windows? I'm a bit confused on what you mean with that. I'm going to be forced to like Unity more for a year because my design project is using it. Oh, you poor bean. Good luck. Another advantage is you don't have to work solo on an avatar. It becomes a fun collaborative endeavor. That is... that happens a lot. It's not just the avatar. It's any project in this game. You can choose to work on it yourself, or you can even just invite 50 friends. Not 50, but you can invite a lot of your friends and work on the avatar or the world together. And you don't sit around just sending files back and forth and making sure that no one's Unity crashes or has any problems. And you don't have to like make up time. In a way, you don't even have to make up like times when to really work with each other. You can do something called a headless, which is basically your own private or public, depending on what you set up. It's your own private server where you can host a world, and it stays on all the time, and people can join and leave as they like. And when you're working on a bigger project and you have general guidelines and like a roadmap of how the world should continue, you can just join into the world, work and change whatever without having to make up a time of everyone coming in and stuff like that. But you can also then do that and just say, hey, let's all meet in Resonite for the project, like an update or whatever. And you just sit there or stand or float or whatever and you just work on that, talk to each other, point at stuff, grabbing stuff, pointing and all of that stuff, and not having to worry about, again, sending files like Unity builds and all of that stuff. That is the collaborative part of Resonite. It's built for that. Slowly running out of space to really put these messages. Some possible organization. So many. I love it. Alright. Rugu had something. That's a long message. I had to really control emotions when I first joined Resonite. I felt like it was starting over again. When I joined VSC, I was quite broken. I'm guilty of being comfortable, and sadly I am still not myself in Resonite yet. There's been a couple of moments that have made me love it a lot and forget my discomfort. I have to remind myself it's not supposed to be VRC, it's its own thing. How do you upload your homeworld? Sorry if I ask. Uploading your homeworld? You mean like like having a prefab from the Archer that you want to use as like a homeworld that you need to bring into the game. In that case, you would have to sadly do a little bit of work. Usually, these worlds are pre-set up in terms of like the layout in an FBX. So you just bring in the FBX into the game like you do with avatars. You bring in the textures and make the materials. Game on the follow and hey. Sorry. So you just bring it into the game like you do with avatars. You set up the materials, you set up the lighting, there's some technical stuff you can do, like set up a specific spawn point, set up the reflection probe, set up the skybox if it needs one, and then you use a tool that I showed earlier. You use this tool called the world publisher or submitter, and when you have a world that you want to save, you go into your dashboard. Show that again. Other side. You go into your dashboard in sessions, and then on the left side you have save as, and that saves the world as a separate copy. I'm not gonna make a new copy because I already have one. And once you have that copy saved, should be, I believe, that, and then now it's publishing, which I probably shouldn't have. But anyways, let's hope that I really hope that didn't go through. I shouldn't have pressed that. I honestly thought there will be a like a dialogue panel that just comes up to like give confirmation, name, and all of that stuff. Anyway, little mess up. Oops. But yeah, no. You can use that publisher to then get the world into the game if you really want to make it public. If you just want to keep it for yourself, you never saved it inventory, so I probably didn't publish. No, that was a sphere from my inventory. That is my sphere that I used to get into this into my home version of it. That's... We'll see. This is a chaos world. That's why I didn't really wanna... That's why I'm a bit concerned about it. Anyways, but yeah. If you don't want to publish it and you just want to keep it as your home, like a private homeworld, you just save this, just click Save As, and save that copy into your inventory, or like that orb, you save that into your inventory, probably into your main folder, just to keep it easily reachable. You can put it in like wherever you want to, if you have a certain organization that you want to keep. Oh, whoops, no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to put it over here, because that's gonna be a very interesting... It's a very interesting collage. Anyways, I just realized we hit the 3 hour plus 3 hour mark. Well, that's basically it for the stream then. My god. This collage is insane. And I love it. 3 hour celebration, yay! Woohoo! I'm actually gonna. If you wanna have yourself on the final screen, just send something into the chat, and yeah, I will make a general picture of this, because this is just Insane. I love it. Ooh, I got spinned. I did not expect that happening. Oh. Oh my god. Wow. Look, Ma, I'm on TV. Spin. Wah wah. What happened? Oh yeah, Rugo, if you check the panels below the live stream, there's a panel called commands. If you type in the exclamation mark and then the command and then my name or just KAE, you can infer that command onto me. See you in the next stream. Yes! Oh, by the way, next stream is gonna happen on Thursday. If I don't forget or if nothing happens, Mondays and Thursdays, for now, is gonna be my streaming schedule. I'll just generally be posting the stream being live, just general on streams, so make sure to check those. Check my schedule on my account, or just follow and enable the notifications to be able to see when I'm going live. I should be going live around the same times usually if I don't get sidetracked. And generally this is gonna be the general idea of the streams, so make sure to make sure to have to figure out not figure out. Make sure to have questions for the streams ready, because this is a lot of fun and I could do this for hours. Oh, alright, I'm gonna be taking the picture now with all of this, because yes. 2 second time, 5 second timer. There you go. I don't know if it... Oh. Oh my god. I'm a Hello? Are you not going... Are you not turning on? You know what? Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, not the old-fashioned way, the... Dang it! Dang it! I fucked up again. Let's try this one more time. You know what? That's fine. Oh god, so I'm sorry, guys. There you go. The glorious third attempt on this. I don't know, this camera is the one that's streaming right now, and I don't know if it's just doesn't like being used as a camera while it's streaming or not. I have no idea. So yeah. Using the photo gesture. As I said earlier, favorite feature. I could not live without it anymore. Anyway. As said, Mondays and Thursdays are gonna be my primary streaming days. I will try and stick to that schedule as best as I can. Make sure to check it on the account. On my Twitch channel there should be a setup schedule there. It may happen that I throw in some unannounced streams here and there, depending on the mood and depending on what I'm up to. If not, then you can always find me on the Monday and Thursday streams. Where? But yeah, that should be it. And as it's basically tradition for Twitch, let's find someone to raid, because that's fun. If you guys have suggestions, I am open for it. Oh, Rusty is actually online. We can go and raid Rusty. Raid channel. Alright, guys. Are you all ready? Let's go and invade Rusty's stream with y'all. Okay, I'm gonna mute that. Alright, guys. Again, I'm shrinking. Alright. Thank you again for being around. Thank you for giving me these amazing questions. I could do this forever again, and I will. This will happen a lot more. Maybe next time I can get a co-host, someone who likes to give their 2 cents to questions like these. Alrighty. Thanks again. The stream will be ending shortly after this. Let's go and have fun and rate the Rusty stream. Bye bye.
my head